Welcome back to our channel. I'm Kennedy.
I'm Reagan.
And we are Prestigious Beauty, and we give you guys information on how you can grow a successful braid business. And today we are talking about the do's and don'ts of starting a braid business in 2025. So we giving y'all all the tea of what to do and what not to do to grow a successful business.
So we're gonna start off with the do's because we like good news.
Yes.
Yes. First do is when starting a successful braiding business, we both believe that you should go and get some experience at a salon. Just so you know what the culture is like, you can kind of get a little hands-on. You don't want to just jump straight into it because you'll have a huge learning curve. So we always say, go and see if you can go and wash some hair at somebody's shop. Go see if you can sweep the floors or braid somebody's hair down. Just go and work at a shop and kind of get a feel for the atmosphere and how it works and runs. We worked at a couple of shops before we opened up our own shop, so it made it easier for us to figure out, you know, the culture, even down to how you pay. Like we found out, you know, you can do 50-50, 60-40 if you want employees, different things like that. So I think it's a good idea.
It pretty much gives you a background of how a salon works. So when you get ready to move and start your own salon, you can kind of follow a blueprint, not necessarily mimic what they do, but incorporate some of the principles you've learned from working at other shops. Because you got to think about it, you've never had your own shop, you've never did this before, you've probably only been doing your friend's hair, your family's hair. It's good to know how a business works and what's the better way than to, you know, work in the actual place that you're going to be owning one day if you do want to take it that far. And I think even before that, like knowing that you want to do hair, so you should have been doing hair for a little while before you decide to work at a shop, but a shop would definitely tell you and show you if this is something that you want to continue in the future.
For example, we was in school for nursing. And then we worked at a hospital and realized nursing was not for us, so we did not waste the rest of our schooling.
No, I think if you're gonna if you're interested in working anywhere, get volunteer experience, work in that area, just try to involve yourself in those arenas so you know exactly if that's where you want to be.
Exactly. It looks cute and glitz and glamorous behind video and on paper until you got to get hands-on.
Exactly.
So, do number 2. Do a lot of research.
Yes.
There's never ever a time where you shouldn't be researching. We research now. We've been doing business for 5 years.
Yes.
I mean, techniques changed, you know, styles changed, the trends changed. Maybe the way you're braiding hair now is efficient, but there's techniques out there, oh, I can maybe knock down an hour if I do it this way. Our technique from the time we started to now, totally different. We started with making boxes and braiding each box. Now we pre-part, we make it efficient. We can get braids in 4 hours, and it can be waist length.
And that kind of goes into show, like working at a salon, you'll be around different people, and different people can show you different ways to optimize getting things done faster and making sure your work is still quality. So like she said, doing your research. I feel like doing your research for anything, like looking at how to start a successful braid shop in 2025 is very important, because not only are you looking at, you know, the art of doing hair, you got to look at the business side behind it, because at the end of the day, if you want to make a certain amount of money, you're going to have to treat it like a business. So researching the regions of where you want your shop, where you want to work at, just stuff like that can give you more insight into the career.
Period. Research, even down to products. Products change. We've changed products multiple times. Like how you care for people, hair changes. Like even if you're in a state where you don't need a cosmetology license to do hair, you still need to have basic hair knowledge.
Yes, you need to know like what people can't have in their heads. You need to be able to look at, okay, they have a little bit more flaking. I need to determine if this is psoriasis or dermatitis. And working at a shop, that I know we are not on tip number 1 anymore, but like that, it just goes back to like knowing what to look out for. If you've never had that experience, I think that you need to go get experience.
Even down to like, okay, this person's hair is thinning. These are the styles that I can suggest for them. It's protective, but it's not as much tension as braids. Like you gotta know how to do that. You can't just slap braids in people's hair and you see they got a ball spike here and there, like, you know.
And with all this information and resources out, I think it's a lot easier for this generation to know what to look for and what not to look for, because you have videos like this telling you like, don't do this and don't do that.
YouTube University.
Y'all need to do your research, and you're starting by watching this video.
Right now, you got YouTube, you got Google, and now we got ChatGPT, we got AI.
Exactly.
You have no excuse.
None at all.
We're not like our parents where we had to walk through the woods and the water and the rain to go and to the library to get books.
Not the woods, the water, and the rain.
Girl, the way our parents tell it, they don't have to walk through the safari to get to school.
Yeah. They went through the mud.
Tip number 3.
Yeah.
Practice and build content. Practice, practice, practice.
Content, if you're not on social media, if you're not posting your work, you're not gonna get booked. If people can't see what you do, I think we've talked about this in previous videos. If people can't see your work and see what you do and what you offer, they're not gonna book you, or they're less likely to book you, especially in this generation. You're going up against a lot of different people, and most of those people have social media. So if you're not really into it, unfortunately, content and social media is something that you might want to get into, because it can definitely increase your business by a lot, like the revenue and what you make and what you bring in by a lot. And then it's a form of marketing. It's to showcase what you do. You want people to know, like, okay, when you come here, you're gonna get good customer service. There's so many videos out that you can look at to get inspiration for your videos. So you need to be on social media. Not saying YouTube, but definitely TikTok, Instagram, any platform that's gonna bring you visibility to your business.
And practice makes perfect. Practice, practice, practice. You will never get good at something if you don't practice. So if you gotta sit and redo that cornrow 6 times, do it. If you gotta go and find somebody's hair to do for free, do it.
To get some content.
If you gotta go find your baby doll from Walmart and braid its hair, do it. Just practice, practice, practice. You don't get nowhere without practice. Tip number 4, start somewhere. I know there's people out here that are perfectionists. We get it. You want it to be perfect. But unfortunately in business, it is never gonna be perfect. Your business is always gonna be changing. You're always gonna be innovating and making something new. And you gotta start somewhere. You don't wanna sit and be like, I'm gonna wait till it's perfect, and then it's 5 years down the line, you still haven't started. Start somewhere, even if it's just simply figuring out what name you wanna be called. You know, figuring out what your niche is gonna be. It don't have to be nothing big where I'm like, okay, I need to start and get a building. Like, no, just start something small. Okay, let me just do some of the back work. Let me see what I need to get done legally. And as you do that, it kind of like domino effects, and you start getting more and more stuff done. So just start somewhere. It can be small and just get started, you know? You'll look back on yourself in a year and be like, dang, I made it far. You know, I got clients, I'm doing good, you know, you'll see the progress over time.
Exactly. And there's a verse in the Bible that actually stated what that means. It's Ecclesiastes 11:14 or 11:4, and it says, he observes the wind will not sow, and he who looks at the clouds will not reap. This verse, along with verses 5 and 6, encourages action and diligence by pointing out that waiting for perfect conditions will prevent you from sowing seeds. So if you never take the first step of, like we said, I think we said start somewhere or work at a salon, you're never gonna reap a harvest. So if you're constantly trying to figure out, oh my God, I wanna start a braid shop, or I know what to do, but I'm just not doing it because you're scared or you're worried that it's not gonna go the way you want, you're never gonna be able to know if you don't plant that seed, if you don't start.
We started off as K&R Beauty.
I probably linked the page here because it looked crazy.
Because it's still up there. We started with me, her, and I think 2 other girls. The 2 other girls didn't braid or do nothing. They just wanted to be a part.
Yeah.
K&R. If we can find the Instagram, we will put it up here. If you see the disaster of work that we had in our work now, you start somewhere.
You do.
I think we were K&R, and then we was trying to figure out our pricings. That changed over time. Our colors changed over time. Our brand as a whole changed over time. Like, it'll get perfect over time. You just need to start.
You need to start. I don't care where you are, whether you start with doing your research, if you apply to work at a salon so you can get experience, because even if you can't get a job as a braider, being an assistant is a great start. A lot of the times when they're braiding, you're in the environment of where you want to be. For one, you're seeing other braiders work. Most of the time they're going to need your help anyway, braiding like hair down. It's just so many things that you can do. I know when we started working at a salon, we were braiding ends down, we were washing people. That's why we have a lot of knowledge that we do now, because we dwelled in those arenas before starting our own official businesses. So,
and we have so many stories about working at the salon. We'll probably tell you guys later.
Definitely.
Some was good, some was bad, some was interesting. We had a great time.
It was crazy.
It was interesting. We gonna do some story times eventually. We got a lot of stories doing here.
For real.
But now we have moved on to don'ts.
No, this is what we not finna do.
No. First one is neglect the business side.
Yes.
Do not neglect the business side of this. At the end of the day, it is still a business and it still has the foundations of a business. It is not just you doing here, you taking money home. You gotta do your taxes. You gotta make sure all your licenses are together. Even if you're in a state where you don't need a cosmetology license, if you have a suite, you have to have a business license. You have to have your LLC. You also have to go and get, if you're on Google, you have to go get a GoDaddy domain name.
Yeah. Or even if you want a business email.
Yeah. You have to get also from your Secretary of State, you got to get your name approved. The EIN number. There's so much stuff that you have to get done on the back end and maintain it. Do not neglect that, because you'll be looking 3 years down the line and you got so much stuff backed up, you're jumbled up, and now you got to go pay somebody thousands of dollars to fix it.
Yeah.
Let's just not do that.
If before you do anything, if you're certain that you want to make this a business and you want it to be successful, I believe like she said, doing the back end work as far as like getting the business side completed is the most important. You need your business to be legitimate. You know, reserve all your social media handles, make sure that you're in good standing for taxes, getting your bank account set up so you know where your money is going. If you decide to hiring an assistant might come later, but you want to make sure all of that stuff is in order, because I promise y'all we've been in situations where we've had to not tailgate, but like go back in time and fix things that we should have did earlier on into starting our hair business.
We're trying to prevent that curve for you guys. Everything that we're telling you is stuff that we had to learn over time.
Yes.
So y'all can kind of jump past some of the learning curve, okay?
Exactly.
Number 2 of don'ts. I know this is gonna sound crazy because social media is always charge what you're worth, charge what you're worth. But realistically speaking, if you're just starting, do not overprice.
No.
You need clients.
You need clients, you need practice.
You need exactly clients and practice. Your first couple of heads aren't gonna be that cute. Your first couple of heads are not gonna be $300 worth.
I would say charge your worth, but don't like overdo it too much. Like this is the time where, you know, you're just starting out. You want to get yourself acclimated to doing hair. I'm not saying people won't pay your price, but start at a fair rate. I see a lot of people trying to charge $500, $600, which I feel like if that's what you want to charge it. But when you're first starting out, it's not realistic for somebody to pay that and you're just now starting out.
You don't want somebody to come in thinking they about to get $500 worth of braids and you're just learning and they don't look fine. You just don't want that type of negative connotation behind your name. Now, I'm not saying, you know, do what we did. Our first set of braids were micro braids for $10.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do that.
That was micro. They were small, but they definitely
girl, them things was tiny.
It's true.
It took us 2 days.
Man.
But you know, start somewhere because you're really just practicing. If you want to charge $100, that's fair. I think at one point me and her were charging $60 for medium box braid. You know, over the time we've been able to get better and charge more. Now we're charging where we think we're comfortable at.
Yeah.
Closer to what, the $300-$400 range. Yeah. But you get $300-$400 worth of stuff.
Exactly. Now you do want to price yourself to where if you are pursuing this full time, you want it to be at a competitive range. Like you want to be able to pay your bills, pay yourself, make sure you have enough to sustain yourself. But I'm just saying, realistically, in this industry, the long game is better than jumping straight out into the ocean. Yeah, with no swimwear, like life jacket. You know, you want to start small and build yourself up. You know, get a little acclimated, get a little bit more skilled and fast. Because when you first start out, you're gonna start off slow.
Ooh,
like it took us, for medium knotless braids, it used to take us like 8 to 10 hours together. Now, both of us individually can get through some knotless braids. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to change up the camera because my camera died.
What'd you say? Change the tempo.
There we go. Whatever she said. But what were we talking about?
Oh, you said we was taking 8 hours together.
Oh yeah. So together on some medium knotless braids, it used to take us 8 hours. Now individually, we can get through knotless braids in about what, 4.5?
Yeah, by ourselves, like 4.5.
Yeah, and together, like depending on a head, it'll take about like 3.
3.
Depending on like what other services you get.
Maybe a wash or something.
Yeah, so you want to be considerate of like where you are in your journey with doing hair, but make sure your price reflects your location, the materials that you use, taking care of yourself, because you do got to get a paycheck too.
Don't do what we did. We didn't pay ourselves for a year.
It worked, but I don't recommend that.
I don't. That was intense.
There is definitely a way you can do hair and put money to the side to take care of yourself, especially nowadays. We work together, and I be seeing girls work by themselves, and they are doing the darn thing.
We'll talk about that in another video too, but we got here out of extreme measures that we would definitely not do again.
We had YouTube, but we didn't have the information that y'all got now. Y'all got ChatGPT.
Yes.
Y'all got.
He can build your whole business for you.
Literally.
All right.
Tell you but don't rely on ChatGPT. We gotta think for ourselves still.
Because our brains are gonna go to mush.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Number 3, poor quality products are don'ts. Let's not use poor products on people's hair.
Let's invest in quality.
Unfortunately, some of this stuff is causing bald spots. It is causing allergic reactions. It's causing flaking. Do a lot of research on the products you're going to use in clients' hair. Like, we do a lot of research, and we also consider what our clients tell us. If our clients say, hey, I don't like the way that did on my hair, we go get another product. We're not going to put it on you.
And use multiple products, because one product that might work for one person may not work for the day. So I know we're gonna do a product list of our favorite products, and we'll recommend it to you guys as well. So you guys, if you're starting out, you know what products to use. Yeah, test different things out on yourself. Look at reviews thoroughly. I think that should be your holy grail outside of just, doing your research and getting the business stuff done. Products are very important. You want to make sure you have the best quality products.
Yes.
Because you want their hair to be intact. I think there's a stigma around braiders. A lot of times we can cause somebody's hair to fall out because we're not treating it properly. And then sometimes I've heard different people say, or different stylists or braiders have people come back over and over again. They know they're not supposed to keep putting braids in their head. So make sure you're educating your client on the state of their hair too. If you see, okay, she took her braids out, this part is short, don't just keep braiding it. No. We'll always tell clients, hey, did you cut your hair? What happened right here? Okay, well, it's time to get a break. All of our clients know we are quick to say it's time for a break. It's time for a break. They hate when we say that. We have a lot of clients that will fight us tooth and nail. I'm not putting braids back in your hair. It's time for a break. You got to stand on business when it comes to that, because they're going to try to come after you and say, oh, you messed up my hair. No, I told you and recommended you not to do it. And then even if they're still pushing you to do that, you can kindly decline, because at the end of the day, we're here to grow out here, not to tear your hair out. Braids are supposed to be a protective style. They're not supposed to be damaging to your hair. And we can 100% say for us, I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but I hate the stigma around, oh, if you get braids, your hair is going to be destroyed. No. All of our clients that come and get braids from us have hair down to their waist. Right. We have had clients that did the big chop, and they come to us strictly for their care, hair down to their waist. You can get braids and it can be protective and not rip your hair out if your stylist is going to inform them as they're on their journey. Hey, it's time for a break. Hey, you need a deep condition. Hey, it's about time for a trim. You need to go to so-and-so and get a treatment. Your hair can grow fine with braids. If you're, like she said, if you're taking care of your hair, and there's other services you can offer. Of course, this is within the means of you having a license, like trimming, doing deep conditions, washing, offering those services, so that if they're not getting braids, you're not necessarily not making money, but they are coming to you for their treatments in between braids. And that's also how you can keep your business thriving without just worrying about doing hair or doing braids all the time. Lastly, number 4, don't burn yourself out. No. It's going to show in your work. It's going to show in the quality of how you care for your clients. It's just going to show. I mean, we've hit burnout before. Yes. It's no fun, and it's hard trying to get out of burnout. Yes. So take care of yourself. Prioritize yourself. If you were like, hey, I need to close my books for a week, do it. Yeah. At the end of the day, money will still be made. People will still be coming back to you. Money is not going to leave. You'll always be able to make some money, but you don't get your mental health and you don't get your body back. No, so take care of yourself. Yep. And I feel like a lot of people, there's such a hustle culture out here. Even the Bible tells us, don't overwork yourself for money. Like, don't wear yourself out to become rich. He says that for a reason. If God can rest the 7th day, who are we? So rest, take your days off. Don't come into work. Like, I know in the beginning it's going to feel so tempting. Like, hey, I need to get my hair done. Sometimes there's a time in the season for that. But when you get to a point where you're established, not even to a point where you're established, because you need to still be resting. Because you're not going to perform your best if you're not. So you want to make sure you're doing what you can do to take care of yourself, because that's going to reflect in your work, and you don't want your work to start declining. Because I'm not going to lie, we've had situations where we do a 12, 13-hour shift, we get up the next day, come back and do another one, and there's issues with people's hair. But guess what? That's because we're not prioritizing ourselves. We're not. We're just somebody's hair gonna be messed up.
No, Mikey, you get down to the last person. I'm like, just sit down and just laugh.
And you don't do it intentionally. It's just like you're working off of fumes. Like,
basically, like just. Oh, when I tell you we're telling you this from experience because it happened to us before.
We gonna keep it real.
I mean, working 12 hours, 12-hour shifts back to back for 3 days. Like, by the time we get to that third day, I think my eye twitch and the other eye ain't working.
Yeah.
Your parts might be straight. They might be upside down. You might have a braid on your eyebrow, but you got your hair done.
You got your hair done. And I promise, I know some of us are scared to lose clientele, but honestly, if they can't value that you're a person and you need at least a day or two, I recommend 2 off days. Because it also gives you time to like edit content, get work done, so if you're in school and stuff, like you need your personal time. But like if they can't understand that you need a break, that may not be the client for you. And that's another thing. You don't have to service everybody, especially if they're not valuing that you need rest too. And then like if you have, of course, we talked about in other videos that you need to have a website. They need to be able to see your availability, and you'll start attracting the clients that can work with your schedule. Because we used to be so scared about that. Like, oh my God, girl, if we shut down these many days, then nobody's gonna come. Me and you only work 3 days now. We be fully booked out, and we'll tell y'all how to do it, I promise.
In 3 days, we're able to support both of our lifestyles. We got our own apartments. And even now, there'll be days where, okay, we're booked out for the next 2-3 weeks. Can you squeeze me in? No, we can refer you to somebody, but
or if you want to come this day, you know. One day we have Sundays that are non-negotiable.
Oh, no. I would probably come in every other day but Sunday. Yeah. And even now, we used to take clients on our off days. Oh, we don't have nowhere to squeeze them and they need it. Now I'm off 4 days out the week. I'm sorry, we cannot get you in. This is our availability. If somebody cancel, you'll be the first person we contact. But you know, we need our off days. Doing hair is tiring. It's very taxing on your body, and I don't think people realize how taxing it is. I just stood up for 12 hours to do small dye length braids. My hands look like this by the end of the day. Like,
no, they do. That's facts. Yeah, like she said, it can be very taxing on your body as we get older. Like when you're younger, when we were in our early 20s, late teenager years, you feel like you can just keep going, but it catches up to you as you get older. We're still not like old necessarily. We're 27, about to be 28, but still like over time your hands do start cramping up.
Wrists start to hurt.
And this is not due to like us doing hair necessarily, is due to us not properly taking care of ourselves in our younger years. So if you are a young girl or a guy, or even if you're not, if you just now watching this video and not know that you need to take care of yourself, take this as your sign to start.
Take care of yourself.
Yes.
Well, that is all we have for do's and don'ts.
Take this video, share it with your neighbor, share it with your auntie, share it with anybody that wants to learn how to be a braider, because we going up this year.
Share it with your dog.
Yes, because he can help you braid some ends down. Little Toto.
What you gonna do, bark or something?
Bark or something? Go outside and, hey, my owner do braids, come in here.
I was about to say, you go outside and promote you, bring you some people back.
Right, no, for real. We hope this video helped you guys, and if you have any other comments or questions or concerns, you can email us at business@prestigiousbeauties.com, or you can leave us a comment and tell us what helped you. And if you have any other tips, if you are braiding, please put them in the comment section. We all need to there's no gatekeeping over here.
No, there's no, whatever questions y'all have, we'll give it to you. We trying to make this a family unit.
Yes.
Because unfortunately the braid business can kind of give, crab in a bucket mentality, but we're not here to gatekeep nothing.
No, there's money to be made out here for everybody.
This is a $1 trillion business.
$1 trillion, and we all gonna get a piece of it.
We're gonna get a little piece of pie.
Exactly.
Okay, so
yes. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see y'all in the next video. Okay, so we're gonna do the next one.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be crazy if this stopped recording?
I was just